Hi, I'm Zoe and I'm the editor of Hitched.
And I'm Lucy and I worked on the creative direction for the Hitched 2026 Trends photo shoot.
So we are talking about 2026 wedding trends today, and I want to kick it off with you, Lucy, sharing your favourite trend from the Hitched 2026 Wedding Trends report.
Okay, out of all of the trends that we have, I think my favourite is the kind of old rotary style telephone guestbook, audio guestbook.
Yes.
And I think they're really good because when you have the actual guestbooks at a wedding, people queue up, it takes a long time to write a message, and with a voice note, things just happen so much faster. You get more fun stories, especially as the night goes on. Yes, the more alcohol, kind of the better the voice note is the rule. So that's my favorite trend.
I've seen a really nice thing as well where people have their wedding videos and they get the audio from their guest books overlaid over the videos. And that's a really nice way to make sure you still get use out of them, you still hear them again, and you can merge it with that other content too.
Yeah. I think also if you got something really nice, I would have it as my WhatsApp alert.
Oh, cute. I love that.
I love you guys. I just think that's so nice.
That's really nice.
And what about you? What's your favorite trend?
For me, it's got to be the Bridgerton revival. Bridgerton is coming back, right? The new series is coming out next year, 2026, February, I believe, but don't quote me on that. But it's having an impact on weddings already. I mean, you saw last year, it was very brightly coloured. It was very fun. It was very, I can't really think of the right word here. It was very playful, right? Weddings were very playful. We've seen it really swing the other way again. And now there's definitely a more high-end luxury
It's more
vibe.
Sophisticated, but I think it still has that kind of sense of humour that's kind of woven throughout. When I think of Bridgerton and kind of the vibes that go with that, so we've got all of the amazing draping. We have it's very kind of Marie Antoinette. If you've seen the movie with Kirsten Dunst, it's very that. And I just think it's so glamorous.
Yes, and it's the old money aesthetic as well. We see it on TikTok everywhere, old money vibes, and that has crept into weddings. For me, I love the flash photography, and I'm seeing the return of the posed portrait. For a long time, people were really down on posed wedding photos, right? But they're coming back, in a fun way. It's that playfulness again.
Yeah.
And we're seeing people pose as though they're being painted for a portrait, you know, like royal wedding style.
Yeah, it is, and it kind of still has very much that playfulness element that is just woven through, because it's meant to be the best day of your life. You're meant to have a lot of fun, and I think if you're dressed up to be the most beautiful and the most elegant that you've ever looked, have fun with the photo shoot. Get some photos that you just want to reuse over and over again.
Exactly, and it's that, I mean, it's crept through to the decor as well, hasn't it? The elegant styling that we're seeing at these weddings and in our shoot as well.
I know, and I just love, so going back to the draping, a really fun way to make things personalized. People are having embroidered messages on these, it can be something small like a bow in your hair, but it can also be huge draping, welcome signs, huge draped welcome signs. And it can be simple, it could just be the date, it could just be your initials, or it could be a simple love letter to you and your partner.
Well, we're seeing as well, that creeps into, not favors, I don't want to say favors, but instead people are doing personalized letters to their guests. They're taking the time, and it does cost you time, but it does save you money, to write personalized letters to their guests, because the place setting is now such a big event at a wedding. Taking a seat has got really chic. That's kind of the vibe we're going for here.
Taking a seat has got really chic.
It has. You take your seat at the table. It's no longer just a generic plate, cutlery, etc. There are embroidered napkins. There are personalized letters. There's cutlery to match the theme of the wedding. It's a whole thing. And the tables themselves.
The tables themselves. Oh my God, we have these amazing. I think in our trends, we have serpentine tables.
Yes,
these
serpentine tables.
Really long tables. And I think one of the most beautiful things that people do, they have these tiny desserts. And they're so cute. And they're little jellies. And they have a little cherry on top. They're so beautiful and so elegant. But they look so fun. They don't look too serious. And I think it's just brilliant.
That's it again, isn't it? The playfulness. We've got these beautiful, the serpentine table is a table that waves gently, and you have really gorgeous decor on it, but then you've also got the fun little cakes. Everything's just more fun when it's mini, right?
It's kind of like Alice in Wonderland, Mad Hatter's Tea Party. It really is it brings you back to your childhood in a really, really fun way. And I think it's that kind of like the nostalgia coming through, but then it's just your future. And I just think it's so beautiful, like the mixing of these two things.
And in terms of how we brought this to life for our shoot, what were you thinking when it came to pulling this together without it being too over the top, too dramatic?
Well, I would argue that it is quite over the top and quite dramatic.
That's the word, like us.
But I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think a lot of this comes down to how the venue looks.
Yes.
And like if you have a solid venue, obviously one of the themes is Bridgerton. So we've gone Gunnersbury Park, like these amazing Rococo walls. We have these gold touches. And from that kind of structure, you can give the venue, like obviously you book your venue first, and you can give that with your mood board to the vendors. And I think you should just trust the vendors because they know exactly what to do. You give them a theme, you give them a mood board, and they just create magic. And that's what we love about them.
And one of our top trends this year is venues bringing the vibes, right? Don't laugh.
Yes, no, they do. They do bring the
wordplay.
vibes. I know, I think your wordplay is.
Venues bringing the vibes. We're talking stately homes, vineyards as well.
Oh
have
my
seen a
God,
revival.
yes, vineyards everywhere. And you wouldn't think that you could find many in the UK.
There
They
are
do
at least
exist.
7
At least 7, you heard it here
that I
first.
know of. But yeah, they set the tone, don't they? It's the
Yeah.
aesthetics, the atmosphere.
And I think it's something as simple as your venue just having this really high ceiling. I think especially when you go into the after party, everybody's drinking, we've got amazing acoustics.
Yes.
It just adds so much to the vibe.
Yes, and the
that's what
after
we want.
party,
Yes.
that is another huge trend. And that doesn't mean you have to extend your wedding. It doesn't mean you have to go out after because, you know, sometimes you are actually quite tired at midnight.
But sometimes you do want to go to Spoons afterwards. I've been to a wedding and we all went to Spoons afterwards.
This is the Hitched Wedding Trends report, Lucy.
Sorry.
No, it's not about extending your wedding per se, but it's about making your reception feel like an after party. So we're still seeing people get changed into different outfits.
Yes.
And then the flash photography is coming out.
I know, it's giving, like, forgive me if this dates me, but it's kind of giving like very, very elevated skins party.
Yeah. Skins meets Marie Antoinette, right?
Yeah, well, it's Gatsby.
Yes.
It's the Gatsby glamour, which is kind of what we've really tried to pull through into the shoot this year.
And we're not talking like 1920s styling because that's been and gone.
We're
but
thinking like
it's the decadence, isn't it?
It's the decadence. And now that you've made that clarification, like we're seeing a lot of 90s, we're seeing like the basque waist wedding dresses, very Courtney Love, like grunge, but still glamour. It's just...
And the bubble
There it
hems,
is.
the
bubble
80s.
hems from the 80s, yeah.
And that brings us to the cakes as well.
Oh my God,
Retro
the
wedding
cakes.
cakes. And we had that in our last trend report. However, they're not heart-shaped anymore, really, are they?
No, and I think there is definitely room for heart shapes, there's room
We're
for
not against
circles.
it.
But I think when you're trying to enjoy your wedding and you're there and you've realized all of a sudden you have to try and cut this circular cake into 100 very equal pieces, it's kind of a time sink. And you really want something that's easy, and that's where sheet cakes come in because
And there's
they're
more
so long.
space to kind of personalize them. And what I also think it comes down to is people want fun, but they don't want fuss. You know, so
It's got to be clean. We're seeing lots of clean girl vibes.
yeah. And I think the sheet cake, it looks retro, it looks very 80s, but it's not big. It's long and it's simple. And the same with like food trucks as well. We're seeing lots more food trucks at weddings, whether it's oyster bars or pizza trucks or, you know, taco trucks, dessert
everybody
stations.
loves a midnight taco truck.
Yes, and it's that lack of fussiness. Like it's more casual, it's cool. And yeah, we're moving away from, sorry, but we're moving away from a sausage sandwich and chips, you know?
Not that there's anything wrong with
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it'll be cool again in 10 years, I'm telling you.
It's true, it will be
But
cool again
right
in
now,
10 years.
it's all about the food trucks.
And I think, well, just going back to what you were saying about the long sheet cakes.
Yes.
I think this also leaves a lot of room so that you can elevate the decor on the table around the cake. We're seeing some really, really fun table dressing recently. We're seeing really tall flowers with kind of trailing elements to
Really
give them height and drama.
structural.
Yeah, super structural. And I've even seen on Instagram, I'm seeing so many like vegetables and fruits
Yes,
on
a
the
marrow,
table.
a wedding marrow.
I have never seen a cauliflower look more glamorous.
Yes.
Like people are putting like pearls
It's the
in their
year
vegetables.
of the cauliflower. You heard it here first. Didn't even rehearse that. But I think there's a lot to be said for this like low maintenance, high impact, right? We're seeing ponytail hairs, really cool veils, short dresses with fun details. It's become a lot more playful. And I love this 80s, 90s vibe that we're seeing. I feel like you can look at your parents' wedding photos and have them on your have them on your mood board. You know, that's the aesthetic that we're going for right now. And the beauty of those 80s weddings, where they were more simple, they were less of a big spectacle.
Yeah, and I think there's something about going back. Like, I remember when I look back at my parents' wedding photos and I asked them about it, and they said like they went to Iceland and that was their catering. They just had all of these tiny little bits.
Prawn rings.
They had a prawn ring. They had these, but it was kind of like all of these tiny little retro elements that now looking back look so cool.
But we can do them.
But we can do better.
On a higher level. No shade to Iceland, however. And again, your favourite trend, the audio guest book, the rotary phones. It's all coming back round, that like retro vibe. And newspapers, we cannot not talk about wedding newspapers.
They are so cool.
Yeah.
And also like they give a lot of impact and a lot of drama, and also you can have them at your wedding, but you can also send them out after with all of your wedding photography in and have them as a keepsake for people.
Yes. I love the idea of having them on the day though, instead of the, let's say, dated order of service. A newspaper that's personalised. You can have your engagement shoot photos in it. You can have you could have a gossip column about your wedding party,
You could have a crossword, literally all about you.
You can, I love it. And it's fun. Your guests can use it on the day to see how the day is going to run. They can take it home with them, especially if you have a section about your wedding party and stuff. That's a great keepsake for them. You can even put in your own horoscopes.
Oh, that would be so fun.
And it can say, everyone's going to have a great day, regardless of star sign.
And everybody will have a great day.
Yeah.
But also, it works really well. Also, if you have kids at your wedding, you can add in your own colouring pages just to keep them busy. It's all about just getting creative and doing exactly what you want.
Yeah, with those retro but modern touches. I think that's the way to kind of sum it up.
And it's all about the personalisation, really.
Which really ties into another one of our favourite trends, which is the statement wedding veil, right? We're seeing wedding veils that you can have them personalised with your new last name, if you're changing your name, your combined names. You can have poetry, love letters, like there are so many things you can do with the wedding veil. It was in our trends a couple of years ago, but it's really, really come back around now again. And even like the Spanish style mantilla veils are really popular. Yeah. Bows, like veils are having a well-deserved moment in the sun, I think.
I really like the birdcage veil.
Yeah.
I think it looks kind of, even though it's kind of what we're talking about, it's kind of so old lady, but now it's cool, I think.
Yeah. Again, it's one of those things where we're looking back. It's nostalgia, but it's new. Like new nostalgia. Can we like coin that for this?
The new nostalgia.
The new nostalgia. I like it. But I think when I look at the trends as a whole, when I look at wedding trends for 2026, it's all about hyper-personalization. That is it.
It's everywhere. And like, that's kind of the most fun thing about getting married. It's all about you.
It's the thing I love most about any wedding that I see. It's not, there's not one thing that I see that I think, I want to see that, I love that. What I love seeing is weddings that are really personal to the couples. Nothing makes me happier.
It's so much fun. I was at a wedding the other day. We had like, the snacks were like a huge vat of scampi fries. Instead of a bride and groom on the cake, we had 2 trolls. Like everything was just so much fun.
There's that 80s element again.
Yeah, it's 80s and it was just them. Like that's why it was so fun. You walked in and you were just like, this is them. And I'm so happy for them.
Maybe we'll see that in 2027. Trolls and scampi fries will be
You heard it here first.
But right now we are thinking about the 2026 Wedding Trends Report. So to find out more, please head to hitched.co.uk or look up Hitched Wedding Trends.
And don't forget to like, follow and subscribe and leave a comment about your favourite wedding trend of 2026.